Welcome back, guys. The second bug from our list of 5 carefully selected bugs. How to get access to the account of the logged out user. So let me make some kind of introduction. When the user has been authenticated to the web application, so the authentication is typically, providing email and password, then the only piece of data that is used by the web application to recognize the user is a cookie with session ID, the so-called authentication cookie. And this is what you, let's say, have to know at the very beginning of our journey in this case. Now, I'm gonna tell you something about log out functionality, right? So the user is going to log out. And what typically happens in web applications is like this. When the user logs out, the authentication cookie is deleted from the user's browser. Well, it's deleted from the user browser, so the user can no longer go to his profile because, well, the user seems to be no longer logged in, right? Because there is no authentication cookie. It has been deleted. But the question is right now, does it actually mean that the user is really logged out? Well, the cookie was deleted from the user's browser, but is it enough? The answer is no, it's not enough. It's definitely not enough because the authentication cookie has to be invalidated on the server side at the time of logging out. In other words, it doesn't matter what happens on the client side, so what happens in the browser of the user, like deleting the cookie with session ID. It doesn't matter. What matters is what happens on the server side. So you have to invalidate the authentication cookie on the server side at the time of logging out. Then the user is really logged out. If it doesn't happen, then the attacker can get access to the account of the logged out user. And now let me explain it even more. When you just delete the authentication cookie from the browser of the user, then the user seems to be logged out. But from the point of view of the server, from the point of view of the web application, the user is still logged in, right? So this is it. This is a kind of, it may be mysterious at the very beginning that the user seems to be logged out, but in fact, he is still logged in. But this is how it works. Now I believe that you follow my reasoning, and I have seen quite many web applications that were vulnerable to this kind of attack. And of course, the impact here is very nice. It's like, getting access to the account of the logged out user. Very nice, very, very cool. So now, without further delay, let me jump to the demo. Let me show you how it really works. I really want you to understand all the details here, and I want you to be able to check if the web application of your own choice is vulnerable to this problem or not. So let's jump right now to the demo.